Hey everybody, Jason here in my garage, and today I'm reviewing and testing two LED forward lighting products. These are a couple that I've gotten countless requests to review: the DDM Tuning Saber Pro 50W and Saber ProX 55W LED lights. Like my other forward lighting reviews, I'm going to do an introduction, unboxing, cover the differences between the two, including features and published specs, and then I'm going to test the brightness and light pattern of both using the following: an H11 headlight projector testing rig that I made, a 2018 Ford F-150 reflector headlight. I use this specifically because the Ford F-150 is the best-selling vehicle in America, and 2018 had the highest production number in the past 15 years. A benchtop power supply, and a basic lux meter mounted on my garage wall 20 feet away from where the projector or reflector is that I'll position the LED hotspot on. I measure initial brightness and then again after 27 minutes to see how the heat impacts the light output over time. I use 27 minutes because that's the average commute time in the United States. My tests aren't for lux number accuracy, but for comparison to a stock H11, which measures 550 projected lux and 910 reflected lux when performing the same test that I will on the light featured in this video. And if you want to do the same tests of your own, I put a complete list of the equipment I use in the description. Now always remember, check the aim of your headlights at least once a year and always aim them after replacing the bulbs. And if you install an LED and the cutoff is bad, or you can't aim them accurately, or the light output scatters too much, it is not safe to use. Try a different style of LED or one with a lower output that will be more compatible with your light housing. See my other videos for more reviews on that. Replacing factory halogen bulbs with LEDs for headlights in the US is not currently legal nor a DOT-approved practice. So when I say headlights, I'm referring to off-road use or fog light use only, which is currently legal in the US. This video is only an informational guide for using LED lights legally. All right, let's get to the DDM Tuning Saber Pros. DDM Tuning was founded in 2001, so they've been in the game for a while, and since then they've become pretty well known. In fact, I believe that my very first set of HID upgrades that I purchased was from DDM in I think 2002. Their base of operations is in Las Vegas, but they also have 3 retail stores in Vista, Huntington Beach, and Chula Vista, California. And if you've ever looked into buying HIDs, LEDs, or related products, you've probably heard of DDM Tuning. And when it comes to LED upgrades, I think everybody has heard of their Saber series. So let's check them out, starting with the Saber Pro 50W. Zip ties and user manual, and here they are. Now, according to DDM, this light has the exact same manufacturer and internal components as the GTR Ultra 2, but with a different appearance. And I will be testing the GTR Ultra 2 in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. But here's my initial thoughts. Overall, what you'd expect out of a higher-end premium LED light. It's made out of pretty decent quality materials. You can tell by when you put it in your hand. Everything is nicely machined or nicely put together. It appears to be, overall, pretty good quality. I like the flat cable that runs between the unit and the driver box. The driver box is pretty small. Overall, just a really good light. I'm pretty impressed with this. It's got a couple interesting touches. You can see right there, there's some knurling around the collar. I don't know if the camera's even going to pick that up. It's pretty small. The tabs are metal. They're not plastic, so they're not going to wear or break easily. It's got a grate on top of the fan here. That's always a good thing in my book, just because sometimes when you install it, you accidentally push on it, and you don't want to do that because, of course, you can damage the fan that's behind it. Good size heat sink, and I think it should have one, considering the expected light output of this. But overall, pretty impressed with that. Now let's have a look at the step up from this Saber Pro 50W, which is, of course, the Saber ProX 55W. Just like before, zip ties, and an instruction manual if you need it. This is pretty sharp looking as soon as you open the box. So here's my initial thoughts, not only comparing to the Saber Pro 50W, but just in and of itself. It's got a much stealthier, higher quality appearance to it. Just the little touches, you know, the matte finish here, the slightly different colored finish there. And I know that not everybody cares about how it looks because once it's in the housing, you're probably not going to see much of it. But it does still give you an idea of the kind of quality behind this. Very, very nice. It's one of those things, like I said, when you get it in your hand, you realize that it's a pretty high quality item. You don't always get that from the budget LED lights. Now, the driver box is quite a bit bigger than the Saber Pro. When you compare here, let's take a look at that way. It's not huge, but it's definitely bigger. And one thing I also noticed is it doesn't have the grate on the back of it, so if you're installing this, make sure, again, you don't push on that to seat it into the housing. You'll damage the fan, so make sure you grip it around the collar and not on the fan. But overall, good looking light, really good, really high quality, great fit and finish, great materials. I can see why it's a step up from there. So now that we've gotten a look at both and see the difference in materials and design, let's compare the published specs, starting with what they have in common and then what makes them different. Now both are plug and play, available in 6000 Kelvin white, and they're also available in a 3000K golden yellow, great for fog light applications. They both have a custom automotive grade chip, and they don't normally come with an adjustable ring, but I am told they can special order them with an adjustable one if you need one. Of course, they are fan cooled with an external driver, and they have a non-polar sensitive plug. Both have a 50,000 hour lifespan rating and a 2-year warranty. Most companies only have a 1-year warranty. And DDM Tuning also has a dedicated support system on their website should you ever need it. And that's where the similarities end. The wattage difference between the two is pretty obvious. I mean, they're right in the name of each one. The Pro 50 watt and the ProX 55 watt. And this is also reflected in the published light output numbers of each light, 50,000 lumens for the Pro and 6250 for the ProX. The IP rating of the Pro is IP67 and the ProX is IP68, which means that the Pro can be submerged in water at a depth of 1 meter for 30 minutes and the ProX can be submerged in water deeper than 1 meter. But here's the thing. If these lights are installed in the front of your car, and the front of your car is a meter underwater for 30 minutes, I think you got bigger problems than getting these replaced under warranty. But actually, it's good to know that they are IP rated to show that they're basically impervious to the realistic elements that a vehicle could face. Now let's talk about the price difference. Now at the time of this video, the H11 size for the Saber Pro 50 watt retails for $139.95, and the Saber ProX 55 watt retails for $30 more at $169.95. Now these are the retail prices before any discount codes or sale prices. So how does the price difference measure up in Jason's garage light output test? Let's find out. For the projector test, the Saber Pro 50 watt initial measurement is 861 lux, 311 lux brighter than stock. And after 27 minutes, it retained 87% brightness at 750, which is still 200 lux brighter than stock. Not bad. I measured 108 degrees Fahrenheit using my laser thermometer after 27 minutes, which is a bit cooler than the average LED light that I've tested, and much cooler than the 300 degree stock bulb can be. The cutoff is also pretty good, but that's easy for a projector, so let's now check out the reflector. The Saber Pro initial reflector measurement is 3010 lux, 2100 lux brighter than stock. And after 27 minutes, you can expect that lux output to be 2619 lux, still way brighter than stock. The cutoff is also very good on the reflector with minimal scattering, even though this spot right here is a bit more pronounced than what you will see in the ProX. So let's test that one. For the projector test, the Saber ProX 55 watt initial measurement is 974 lux, which is 425 lux brighter than stock. Again, very impressive. After 27 minutes, it's still measured at 818 lux, retaining 84% brightness. Now this is not quite as efficient as the Saber Pro, but it is still 268 lux brighter than stock. I measured this one at 121 degrees Fahrenheit after 27 minutes, which is a bit hotter than the Saber Pro, but that's likely a result of the brighter output. And the cutoff is also very good for such a bright light, so let's see the reflector output. The ProX initial reflector measurement is 3600 lux, 2690 lux brighter than stock, and after 27 minutes, it would still be over 3000 lux. With a reflector, you gotta be careful with that kind of brightness so it doesn't scatter, but the reflector cutoff is a bit better than the Pro, with minimal scattering, and that one spot is there, but not quite as pronounced. So here's what it comes down to. The Saber ProX has 16% more initial light output than the Pro, but after 27 minutes of runtime, that difference is cut in half to 8%. However, when I compare the cutoffs between the two, the ProX is a bit cleaner than the Pro in a few places in both the projector and reflector tests. Now, is that additional $30 that you pay for the ProX over the Pro worth the 8% increase in brightness and slightly better cutoff? That's really up to you. But I think that these are both impressive lights overall. The price is right for a premium light with good construction and a solid warranty by a name that's been in the business for 20 years and counting. Now, you can get these directly at DDM Tuning as well as Amazon and other dealers. Links are in the description below. By the way, I'm also told by DDM that there may be another addition to the Saber LED lineup, so stay tuned because if that's true, I'll get my hands on a set as soon as possible. As always, thanks for visiting my garage. Let me know what else you'd like to see me review, and I'll see you in my next video.